I have a real article in a magazine, and I'm very happy.
Oh, which one?
It's a local one. It's called Mayhem. It's around Portsmouth and Southsea. It's like a free kind of, for young people magazine. And I did like a little guide to like the games that are coming out in the next couple of months. And it's in there, and I'm like, yay! So now I need to find another copy for my mum. I'm very happy.
Have you put it up on Poly?
I did. I took a picture of it with a thumbs up.
I'll have a look in a bit.
Aye. Except the one mistake they made is I did all the words, but I talked about Donkey Kong Country Returns for the 3DS coming out, and they used the Wii box art. Fail. Hello again. You're listening to episode 12 of the Polynauts Soulcast, and today we are making a change. We are evolving. We are leveling up. We are our name. Yeah, we're leveling up.
So cheesy from the start.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
It's time to make a change. Turtle back. You're still young. I don't know this song.
Changes.
No, you've ruined it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've done too far. Yeah, we have a new name. If you can reveal the name as it was your name.
Yeah, I thought it would be interesting to have an identity of our own. So we're going to call the podcast Twin Humanities. Obviously, that relates to Dark Souls in itself, but yeah, and there are two of us. But I feel like I'm doing like that is the joke.
That's the joke. And we are both humanities.
It's hard to do that voice though without coming across as Jamaican. I found.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. The goggles said do nothing. That's German or Austrian. Jamaican's easy. Jamaican, you go beer can. You see a beer can, and then you speak in Jamaican.
I thought you said beer can.
You say bacon, but in Jamaican.
In the same way as I thought the other week when you said our friend Schmeat. I thought you said our French meat.
French meat.
Yeah, as in, this is a nice selection of ours.
Tasty pieces of snail and frog.
This hasn't started well, has it?
It's not gone well, no. Yes, this is the Dark Souls podcast, Twin Humanities. Da-da! Should I keep doing the da-da? Let's not do the da-da. My name's Paddy. You'll know me from the forum as Paddy.
Yeah, and you will know me as CJ.
CJ. And we are talking about Dark Souls, our travels and adventures. Now, last episode, we hit up Ulasil, did we not?
We did.
We went to the
past. We haven't really spoken at all since then because of all the glitchiness that's kicked in.
For those not in the aware, there's been a PS3 Dark Soulsy glitch. I think the network updated, the PSN software updated, and the only thing it seemed to do was break Dark Souls. As in, it would be glitchy. Things would go off and on, like lights would light off and on. Items would disappear, like the visual, and also magic is invisible too, making certain areas a pain in the bumhole. Because dodging magic is hard enough. It doesn't also then need to be invisible. It was too much. And the only way to really progress is to completely sign out of your PSN account. And also, Saber Swinger also put up the interesting tidbit that if you get invaded, you don't get a message to say you've been invaded.
Yeah, I heard that.
You can just get jumped, which
it just makes me feel like just doing tons and tons of invasions and then stalking people.
Hiding around corners and going, LOL! But yeah, so what I've done over this week is I've turned off my internet. I played offline. Now, you might think that this is cheating. It isn't. Because turning off your internet actually makes it a little bit harder because you don't get the helpful signs on the floor. So
I think the signs on the floor have lessened in themselves sort of recently anyway. I mean, when the game first started, 90% of people were trying to help one another out, and now I think that many people just don't leave them anymore.
Yeah, you still see a few, and there's some that are very clearly, obviously lies and traps when they're like right next to an edge saying "jump down here," like no. But I've seen a few helpful ones. You'll always find one or two saying like "here," and there'll be like a secret area. Those are the ones that I like. But yeah, when you play offline, you get none, which it's awkward, but it's workable. So, in my offline broken state, I decided to go and have another bash at the new Londo Ruins.
Okay.
Because I figured I'd not been there yet. You know, it was right next to Firelink.
Those lovely ladies just trying to give you a hug.
They just want a hug. That's all they want.
Just trying to be loved.
Yeah. Well, in the last episode, I realised what the transient curse was for. So yeah, that happened. And what I did this time is because I got a bit trolleyed the last time. I'd run in, I'd get a bit bonked, and then be like, this isn't working very well. So what I tried a different weapon. I switched out to the Demon Spear, so I could hide behind a shield and kind of outrange them.
I love the Demon Spear.
Now I'm in two minds about it. It's got a nice range. It was working lovely against the ghost. It was maybe a 3-hit poke, they were dead. It was working okay against the ghost. That R2 attack is so slow. Like, I died about twice because I was trying to do the R2 attack, and it just 3 minutes of going, am I going to attack in a minute?
It's knowing when to do it. I mean, with most weapons, you get used to the moveset anyway, and I mean, I find I have no problem with the R2 attack on that one. The one that throws me off is things like the katana, where there seems to be an unnatural kind of jerk to the delay. But most of the time, I don't use the R2 attack on that one unless I'm bro-opping, and if there's an invader,
just get a minute to do it.
If there's an invader and kind of they're taken, their attention's taken by someone else, it's amazing to launch into it.
Oh, I guess because you probably stand a bit farther away, so they don't really pay attention.
Yeah, and then you end up knocking them for 6. But the reach of the Demon Spear is fantastic. The extra crackle's wonderful, and it keeps those bitches right at bay.
Yeah,
like really in the distance. I think it's a massively underappreciated weapon. I think it's. I mean,
I had fun with it, but I couldn't find a rhythm.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't work out the rhythm of it. Like, I was the R1 poke reminded me a lot of the normal my Demon Souls strategy of hide behind door poke.
Yeah.
And that was working all right. I couldn't find a real proper rhythm with it, but I was making progress. Died a couple of times, but nothing really serious happened. I mean, I was panicking the entire time through the level.
I was going to say, you must have been booping it, because they do like to chuck those ghosts behind you and through ceilings.
They appear behind you through walls, floors as well. You go, what hit me? What the hell hit me? And then you sort of see this sort of white head appear out of the floor in front of you.
I mean,
and then turn around and there's another one. Oh,
that first main room that they appear in, I'm pretty much good with what to do with those. I know where they are. I know there's one that comes towards you. There's one that you can use arrows on that's right at the back. But there's still a maneuver where you have to walk slightly into the room, turn round, and another one's rising from the floor behind you. You have to kind of try and get around them and then back out to that slim runway before you get in again.
Yeah.
But the ones that are in the massive building a bit further on, the ones further on than the lake,
like 6 of them jump you at once. No, it was that was where I had the problems. But honestly, once I'd worked out just to tip in, piss one off, come out and try and take them out on my terms outside, my progression through the level just sped up to no end, and I trolleyed through pretty easily. The worst part was running out of the transient curse and forgetting about it. It's like, why am I not damaging them? Why am I? Oh. And then having to pelt it away until you could find a safe spot, quickly pop another one and run back in again.
I mean, your best bet on that is just to keep your transient curse sort of at the bottom, so you can see what it is. But on the original version of the game, it had no visual effect when you're using it, because now you've got that kind of slight pop a crackle. But originally there was no effect at all. You just had to keep that thing in the bottom of the screen and wait for it to kind of fade back up to the regular colour.
There's time on it though, which I thought was nice. There's a decent you can get a good bit of progress, and you will have picked another one up by the time it runs out as well, which is nice.
You have to kind of get that timing though into your head, because there'll be a certain point where you go,
shit,
it's dangerous. I'll just wait a minute.
It might happen. I'll just hang on. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I trolleyed through all right. Found chests and stuff. I was exploring quite a bit of it, up and down, all around. I met the sealer on top of the house. Mm-hmm. I forget what his name was. The guy in red wearing the cool red armor.
Yep.
Met him, said hello. Got his big key off of him, which was nice.
Mm-hmm. Did you use the key?
I used the key.
Please tell me your thoughts, because I think it's one of the most gobsmacking things I've seen in games. I think it's amazing. I
used the key, and the door opens, and the water all just out the front, which was a cool cutscene on its own. Mm. And then you look down, and you start to realise where you are.
That you're actually that high up.
Yeah, and at the back of the Valley of Drakes.
Yeah.
That was the bit that got me. I was like, I know that bit. Are those the blue... Oh, those are the blue dragons. Oh, piss.
Yeah, they're not your problem, mate, though, are they?
No, they're not the problem.
They are not your problem.
They are not the issue. You can go fight them if you want. And I did a couple of times go and fight them because I felt like it. Sort of teasing them out with the poison arrows and then just kind of nipping in to finish him off quickly. But yeah, I mean, no. So you go down a bit further, and at this point, I then switch back out to my Kellogg sword. Mm-hmm. So I thought, right, this is the way forwards. I'm gonna do this, right? Kellogg sword. I met my first. Is it a Dark Wraith?
Dark Wraith, yeah. The beauty of which, it has to be said, is a near silent enemy, and you're walking across the crunchiest floor in the world. It's when just
you look down,
paranoia.
The floor's made of people. There's just skulls and bodies everywhere. You're like, oh, this is horrible. You're looking at the floor, and then, like, not quite Sauron, but maybe a ring wraith jumps out.
In the lore, with the onset of the Dark Wraith, the decision was made to flood New Londo.
Yeah, which begs the point: have they been flooded underwater for the whole?
Yeah, they've been kept underwater.
That's why they look so. Their faces are all pruny.
Yeah, and you've got to wonder if the maidens are sort of women that were left there, that were caught in it. Maybe the men had gone off to war somewhere. But one of the original designs I've mentioned before for the women was that they were holding a baby that had the same open mouth dead expression as them, but behind the baby's head they were holding a knife, and the actual blade was coming out of the baby's mouth.
Oh,
it's an astonishing piece of design, and they didn't use it.
Mm.
And it's fully realised and everything, but they didn't use it.
Oh wow!
But yeah, it's you've got to think of the decision to completely flood an area to stop the Dark Wraiths getting through. But they are one of the most terrifying things I think about them is just imagining them walking through water for an eternity.
Just pimping around at the bottom of the sea.
God, it's just terrifying.
Well, they weren't the worst part for me. The Dark Wraith, I mean, they were bad enough because they were like a dark enemy coming out of a dark place quietly.
That you could barely hear.
You could barely hear, and you sort of just see them when you see the sword appear out of the darkness, and you sort of panic and run away. They weren't the worst bit. The worst bit,
if you can see them coming.
Yeah, if you can see them coming. The worst
sometimes
bit
they're behind you, of course.
Was they do appear behind you actually quite a bit. The worst part for me was the sort of blob.
The ones that were almost
like a phalanx. Yeah, exactly. That was exactly what I thought. That's a phalanx. I thought, is that a phalanx? Oh god, it's just like this big matted glob of people.
Uh-huh.
And that was the one that scared me a bit. The Dark Wraiths I could deal with because they were like, they were frightening and they were scary, but they were just a person, so you could kind of pimp them out and goad them out with your shield and fight them like a person. This blob thing just goes towards you. I'm going to attack you now. And I was kind of fighting a Dark Wraith at the same time when I met my first one. And it was not an easy fight. My usual strategy of get around behind him wasn't working because the Dark Wraith was playing keep away. Mm-hmm. But I kind of spunked most of my fireballs.
I've seen that film.
Wow, chicka bow wow. I lost a couple. I'm a great fireball. I was like, screw it. chucked it until the thing died. And it wasn't that bad, admittedly, once I got the strategy down, but it was a panicky few minutes. No, the part after that, I met another one. There's an area that has kind of like 2 or 3 levels in it with a fog gate, I think.
Yeah.
And there's Dark Race hiding in these little wooden huts on the side. Know the area I mean? Yep. So I trolleyed in, saw the guy, went to circle around the outside, got knocked into one of the huts. And then Mr. C Phalanx came up to the entrance of the door. I couldn't get out. I was trapped. So again, I had to just burn through all my pyromancy just to survive in that room. And I didn't think I was going to make it out alive. I honestly did not think I was going to make it out alive. Because there was nowhere to go. It was a tiny, tiny room and a big guy sitting in front of the door going, "Sup, I want to be your friend. Here's a knife.
Yeah, bog off, fatter.
I've got this for you." Stab. Yeah, I got out and it was worrisome, but I got through. And I kind of ran around a bit and then I got a bit lost. Because I couldn't really find a way. I kept ending up back at the back entrance of the Valley of the Drakes. Like, I kept running around and going, where am I going? And then I found the second fog door. Finally, after about 20 minutes, I found this fog door with the spiral staircase in it.
Oh.
Right.
Oh.
Now, to my credit, it only took me 4 goes to work out what to do.
Okay.
I went in and I went all the way down the staircase and it kind of stopped. And I was like, okay, right. Went back up to the top. Fog gate. Okay, why can't I get out? Went all the way back down the bottom again and thought, have I got to jump into the darkness like in the catacombs?
Yeah, fair play.
I thought, have I got to jump in the darkness? Great. Okay, so I had a couple of prism stones left, so I'll chuck one down. And I chucked it and it went bong. I was like, okay, that doesn't look too far. You know, as you do, you sort of look at it and think, I can make that. And I jumped in and I died.
You died.
Yeah, I died. Then I kind of went back in again. I thought, well, I dropped like 50k there. I was like, I'm not leaving that. So I trolleyed all the way back in, went back down to the bottom, got me 50k. Homeward boned back out again because I thought I'm not wasting it again. Plunged it into my leveling up, went back again, fell in again because I couldn't think of anything better to do, and then I worked it out. And then I worked it out.
Was it kind of just going through your item inventory and trying to figure out the piece that you were missing of the puzzle?
Actually, it wasn't. It was talking to the sealer because he mentioned.
Oh right.
He mentioned the abyss.
Yes, it did. Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, I know what the abyss is now. I did I have a thing for that? And I just went through my items. Thought I had a ring. What ring was it? What ring was it? It's like Ring of Artorias. That's the fucking ring.
And also in sort of he does mention, I think, that Artorias used the abyss to cross through time.
Yeah. So, I grabbed the ring, I put it on, and then with vim and vigor, I went back to the spiral staircase of blackness, put the ring, and I jumped in. And my favourite part of that whole bit was that there is no loading screen. You just jump, and there's nothing, and it's blackness, and it's blackness, and it's blackness, and you land, and then just pitch black everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is, it's good and it's bad. You think, okay, now what? So you start walking. You just pick a direction and walk.
Yep.
And then, oh look, a boss battle. Great. At this point, I had a full Mancy glove. I hadn't used any spells to get there.
Okay.
And I had my Quellog sword again because it's basically the sword that I use now. And I can't. It's rhythm. I love the rhythm. And I had to go at the Four Kings.
How did you get on?
I actually did rather well.
A good man.
One shot.
What?
One shot. I beat them in one go.
Eh?
Yep. I trolleyed them in a single attempt.
How?
I have no idea. I thought, okay, there's kings, right. There's one. I could see one of them. I thought, right, there's 4 of these guys. So I'm going to go and try and, like the bell gargoyles before them, I thought I'm going to go and take that one out before the next ones turn up. I'm going to use speed and bravery. So I just pelted at it, full pelt. I was like, right, I'm having you.
What, using the glove or using Kellogg's?
Both. Bit of both. I switched out depending on where I was at the time. Mainly going with the fireballs, getting around behind the king. The magic attacks were hitting me quite a bit, and then I worked out how to dodge them. chugging Estus like no man, like no, there was no tomorrow, like glug, 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 glug.
Yeah.
Chucked a few fireballs at the first one. I mean, the first one went down in about 30 seconds. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not really the first one that you have to worry about.
Yeah, and by the time the first one had gone down, second one had turned up.
Mm-hmm.
Within lock-on range. It was getting, close. Did the same thing, ran around behind him. A combination of Kellogg's sword at close range and fireballs when I was out of range. Second one went down. Third one turned up. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is going well. When you think this is going too well, something bad's going to happen to me soon. Same strategy, run around behind him, chuck some fireballs when I'm out of range. Third one went down. I was out of fireballs. I was like, shit, okay. I've just got combustion and my sword.
Combustion's pretty good on those, though, because
it is good.
Because you've not got the whole attack animation before you lob something, because it's literally sticky, 2 animation frames, isn't it? It's like a Czechoslovakian cartoon. It's like frame 1 normal, frame 2 hand is out,
high five of fire. Oosh!
Yeah, so it's pretty easy to chuck those in and then whack your shield back up.
I mean, by the time the fourth one turned up, I was adept at moving around them and keeping busy, dashing around, dish dash, and nobbled them in one go, and I was like, yes, you eat my face.
That's very impressive.
Oosh. Got my soul, and then I think, does it teleport you back out, or is there a bonfire? There's a bonfire, isn't there, that appears?
Yeah.
But I was rather impressed, because I thought that was going to go a lot worse.
That is dead impressive, Joe.
But when I saw the name Four Kings, I thought, I've seen people moan about this fight. Oh no.
Griffin McElroy was mentioning how tough it is on New Game Plus, which it is. And the last number of times that I've taken it on has been in Bro Up with other people either supporting or sort of bringing other people in. It ramps up the difficulty sort of exponentially if you've got sort of 2 or 3 people in there. But yeah, it's a fight that I've delayed a few times, I must admit, because once again, in the same way that they can mess with your head with the journey to Seaths and the fact that you're essentially walking on thin air.
Yes.
The fact that you're walking amidst absolute nothingness is really disturbing.
It's worse than like a scary looking level, because the blackness, anything could happen in the blackness. And then, admittedly, nothing much does. It's a flat plane, but you don't think that at the time. You're thinking, Jesus Christ, something horrible's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, I was very happy. I got my large ember as well while I was in there too. The very large one. So I started, I can start putting things up to plus 15, which is tasty sweet. So I gave that to old Santa Claus. Got me Lord Soul. Went and chucked that into the vessel, which is now 2 of the Lord Souls. At that point, because I'd already taken out Seath, chucked them in the vessel, took the Framped Express back out, and decided, right, let's go back to the catacombs. Because I'd still not beaten the catacombs on my own at this point. I'd still not got through it. And going back at this point when I was like level 80, world of difference. World of difference. The cartwheel skeletons were just bouncing off my shield.
Fantastic.
I was taking the whole attack on the shield. It's like, this isn't even moving it. It's like, this is great.
Blimey. What shield are you rocking again?
Grass Crest. At that point,
of course
it was maybe plus 12 or plus 13 at that point. I basically ploughed everything into the shield.
I think what may be in your advantage on that is the stamina regen.
I mean, even the fact that they were catapulting towards me and they were kind of going ba-bang, 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 ba-bang off the shield. Like, not like just a single tap. It was a couple of taps. But
normally they wear down the stamina as well, so I'm wondering with the stamina regen if that's constantly counteracting their momentum.
Could have done
with the regen.
Yeah, it could have done, but I mean I battered through them without any problems. And I went a way that I don't usually go. I didn't take the secret shortcut. I went the way you're kind of supposed to go in a way.
Yeah.
Past our friend the Titanite demon, hiding in the dark at the back of a corridor, and you can see him. From the very end of the corridor, there's a very slight shimmer, and you can just see the shape of his kind of circular horn.
So as if someone's kind of drawn with a very dark grey pen.
Yeah.
On black paper.
That's the one. And do you know what? Again, it was easier than I expected it to be.
Yeah, he's not really too much of a problem at that point because you've got a decent amount of space between you and him. When you walk into a room, into a small chapel room in a giant church, and that you start to panic with the Titan.
And suddenly, sup, bro?
or to quote from you that last time that we were in there, like, Paddy, go in there. What? Go in there? Oh no!
Nope. Yeah, it's a nope. And this one you do see him come in, and I think I just archered him to death, and it was really easy. Just use the wooden arrows and just maybe about 10 or 12 arrows was enough to take him out. He's not a toughie.
You've super upgraded that bow now, haven't you?
Faris bow it was at that point maybe it was about a plus 12 or plus 13.
Were you using the Hawk Ring as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was the two that I rock normally are the Favour and Protection and the Wolf Ring, which is a good combo for me. It works. Took him out, moved on through. I met the last Pyromancer.
Yeah.
Because I was taking out some skeletons. They weren't staying dead. I'm thinking, they always stay dead. What's going on? The ones at the top stayed dead. Oh, I remember. Got my old, my battered old ancient divine Uchi Katana that I've not touched in about 50 hours. Cut my way through, met the last Pyromancer, and got my Skull Lantern at the same time, which was nice. Because he dropped that, I think.
Yep.
Grabbed that, moved on through, got to where what's his face is, Pinwheel was. Moved on up, and I thought, right, well, I'm here now. This is the Tumut Giants. Go on then. Let's have a go.
So how tentatively did you move through? Because I remember my first playthrough of Tomb of the Giants was Skull Lantern in left hand, move very, very slowly, lighting the way a little bit more as I went along. See something in the distance that looks nasty, swap out to my shield, fight nasty thing in near darkness.
Yes, that was essentially the same thing that I did, with maybe a side order more. Nope. Now you've seen that GIF, the Dark Souls GIF of the guy running through the Giants, and then the kind of the leaned over the dog looking skeleton.
Have you heard them breathe as well?
They're horrifying.
With that kind of.
Yeah.
It's just what?
It's like, why are you breathing? You don't even have lungs.
And the kind of. They actually do sort of vibrate a little bit as they breathe as well. Yep. But that when you hear one in the distance, when you're walking really, really slowly, and you're listening out for the dogs, often you don't hear a giant skeleton coming towards you until its first footprint hits the floor.
Yep.
And then it's soared.
Yeah, so I mean, moving through, and basically every single enemy, I did the nope thing. I saw it and I've run away. And I think of those dog ones, I think of them as the nope skeletons. Because you walk up, nope, run away. And after a bit of arsing about, I found a strategy that worked, which was get close enough to see them, to lock on, because you can lock on without them attacking you.
Yeah.
Switch back out to your shield, munt a fireball at them, and then back away and finish them with the sword. And that was working okay.
Yeah, but you've only got a few times that you can really do that before it's just you and the sword.
Yeah, I was running out. I mean, I had about 5 different fireballs in my inventory anyway, so it's okay. I've got a lot. And it was working all right. The biggest problems I was having with the area, because it is so bloody dark, and you're kind of tentatively kind of poking around. There's a lot of little side passages in it. There's a lot of alternative ways you can go round, and then you start getting shot out of the dark as well by skeletons that seem to be completely invisible. So it kind of forces you to kind of, double time it a bit and hustle. But you've got to hustle on these tiny little ledges. And a couple of times I was going up, you'd see a skeleton, you'd back away, then an archer would shoot you, so you'd kind of panic, and I'd fell off the ledge. And I died more via... I didn't read. I died a couple of times via falling off in that place.
Have you been into the room where you go through a skylight?
Skylight?
Yeah, it's a massive room. And I said that with all intensity. But on the massive room. If you go up, I think near the start, once you get past Pinwheel, there's a left-hand ledge that leads you up and leads you up and leads you up, and there's kind of a little skylight that you can drop into, and there's probably about 8 of the giant skeletons in there.
I've not been there then.
But there is something really useful in that room.
I've clearly not been there because I would have remembered that.
You might have to homeward bone out or die when you've got it, but taking them all out is really difficult.
I can imagine.
Because you're up on a top ledge a lot of the time, but on those top ledges, inside the room, so you've still got a ceiling between you and the roof.
Yeah.
You've got archer skeletons, if I remember rightly.
Oh, goody.
So
it's a suicide run.
Yeah, and if you stop for a moment, there'll be the giant ones will try and wander towards you and trying to jump up and twat you on. But if you stop moving, they kind of walk away again. But it's not always obvious where they are.
That's quite counterproductive in my head. Like stopping moving. No.
It took me a long time to get rid of that room, but if I remember right, there is something really, really good in there.
I'm going to have a look.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got through to the first bonfire with relatively few incidents. I mean, the archers gave me some problems, and there was a few kind of side passages that gave me issues. But I got through to the first bonfire, tagged it. I think I got to that point without dying because I don't remember going through the catacombs again.
Did you meet Patches first?
I met Patches,
which is quite ironic, seeing as that's what From's working on at the moment.
Yeah,
that is the joke.
I met Patches, and he said, "There's stuff down there," and I thought, "I remember you.
We've been here before, mate."
Yeah, no. So I didn't do it. I thought, "There's no way I'm doing what you tell me because last time, a couple of times you've done that, Sauron has been waiting." Yeah, no. So I went the long way around to the bottom, and I found my way to the bit that he was, because I remember the pattern of there's 3 items just sort of sitting around at the bottom. And I got there. This is after meeting my first few dog skeletons, the nope skeletons. Found the next bomb. There's another one in there as well, isn't there? There's another bonfire further along.
Yeah, I think your issue is that once you get past Tomb of the Giants, the run to Gravelord Nito, who's further on than that, there's no bonfire after that second one. So you've got 2 that are fairly close together.
Long run, yeah.
And then balls all after that.
I got to the second bonfire, and at that point, that was when I started having my problems. Like, I don't know what happened. Something twigged in my head, and all of a sudden, I then couldn't deal with the skeletons anymore. They were just punking me over and over and over, and I don't know what I was doing wrong. It's like, why isn't this working anymore?
Had you become like overconfident, or
I don't think so.
Is it just your mojo was destroyed?
Something had happened. Yeah, maybe they kicked me in my mojo area, and it just they took my mojo. I just couldn't beat them because there's the second bonfire, and you go up from the second bonfire, and there's a couple of guys waiting on the top ledge. And they were just ripping me a new one. I got past them eventually after a few issues, and moved on through to another fog gate. And just when you think it's going well and you start seeing the skeletons, and I'd worked it out at that point. Like, okay, I can kill these skeletons now. Walked forward carefully, saw there was a couple in the distance. Thought I can deal with those. Walked forward slightly, shield up, and then guess who's back? Back again. Sauron's back. Tell a friend.
They
dead.
They kind of keep him. They keep the knights rather quiet, don't they?
They hide them around corners.
Yeah, but when you first see the first one of them, you're just like, what? It's almost as if you've got the kitchen sink that's been thrown at you already, and here's the bath and the shower.
Yeah. And a hose pipe as well, for good measure. But then the second time I met him, I killed him. Because I was ready for him this time, and I taunted him out first. And fought him on this tiny ledge that was panic time, I tell you this much. I then got through the next passage to the boss in one run somehow.
Oh, so you went straight through to...
Straight through, yeah. I went and met Nito. On the way, I also developed a deep distaste for those centipede guys. These kind of columns of skeletons that just stick up out of the floor. Because I'd met a couple earlier, and they were easy. I just walked up, twatted them a couple of times, they were dead. I was like, oh, easy.
The ones that there's one of them in particular that comes up behind you as well, if I remember.
They legs hog and they come up behind you and they trap you while you're getting arched as well. That was the part where I had the most problems after that point. Because I trolleyed through them all in one go, fair enough. Like, yeah, great. Met the 4 or 5 extra pinwheels, which was amusing, because 4 wooden arrows can take one out. It's like, okay, great. You can outrange them. You can kind of hide behind a bit of a rock so the other ones can't get you and just snipe them out one by one. And they were literally not an issue at all. In the 3 or 4 times that I went past those guys, there were no issues there at all. I met the skeleton babies, which are weird. Like,
they really, really are, especially because you kind of have to lure them up to a higher level than you to be able to twat them a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, that's where my Quelog sword came in really handy, because the kick attack that got replaced with the slap and the roll away.
Oh, aye.
Is a low attack.
Oh, cool.
And it hits them without any real problems. It's like, boosh, dive away, boosh, dive away, boosh, dive away. It was when I went down to sort of put me toe in the water and maybe 10 more of them woke up. Like, okay, there's lots of babies down here, run away.
Aren't they quite good for, is it humanity?
I think so.
Do they leave a lot of them?
Yeah, but I thought, you know what, I have no business with these tiny babies. There's too many of them. I'm just going to keep moving forwards.
That should be your epitaph on your gravestone. You just see walking through a graveyard scene like, Marjorie, she loved her husband Boris, and they were and she was a wonderful wife, mother, and you're just like, I have no time for these tiny babies.
I have no time for these babies. Yeah, and trolleyed on, and I met Nito for the first time. And I made the rookie mistake that I think everybody makes of not having a divine weapon handy at the time,
that was what happened to me.
Yeah, I think it's the same rookie mistake that everybody seems to make, where you drop in, you're like, awesome, right, boss fight, and it's a good reveal as well. Like, he just kind of wakes up and he's, as I saw in a video that I like, he's a dead guy made up of 1,000 dead guys.
What shall I put on today? Oh yeah, dead guys.
Dead guys.
And, it's a bit cold out. Some more dead guys.
More dead guys. Yeah, drop
and
down.
My fur coat.
I did
my
manage.
My beautiful fur coat made from an animal.
More other dead things. I did manage, like, before, I managed to swap out to my Divine Uchi somehow, but without getting killed. God knows how I did it. Just crap! Weapons! Ah! Got it out, took rid of the 3 skeletons. At this point, I had maybe 2 Esthers left. Like, I was running on empty. I was like, okay, Nito's coming towards me. He doesn't like me. I'm going to get away from him and run round the corner. Oh, my Lord, the mistake that was.
Yeah, I had the thing where I got into... I'd gotten there without a divine weapon. I'd switched it out, and I couldn't get near Nito for all the skellybobs that were trying to twat me, and it destroyed me for about a month.
Well, I got the divine weapon out, and I got rid of the 3 skeletons in front of me. But then Nito was on the offensive, so I kind of got out of the way. I went round the back of the area to try and get away. 3 giant skeletons. It ended there. That was like, I went around, I was like, oh, you're kidding me, and was dead within a couple of seconds. But there was that definite moment of, oh, for goodness sake.
Because it's such a huge trudge between the last bonfire.
It's a lot.
And then getting out of Tomb of the Giants, going through the part where you're getting all the kind of centipede skellybobs.
Yep.
And then getting to Nito. It takes a bit of wherewithal and a bit of huff and puff to take that challenge on again, because it's quite the journey.
It's a slog, and it's very reminiscent of the Demon Souls slogs, where you do start at the very beginning of the level every time. You've still got the entire level to rack through again. The worst part was that I dropped like 50k souls and about 9 humanity in the boss room, and died on the way back. I was a bit upset.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was like, but it wasn't the souls; it was the humanity I was pissed off about. Because like I'd got about 15 in my inventory, but having that 9 on my thing was like, yeah, 9 humanity. I've got loads that I can use when I want to, and just losing it all was it was devastating. It was a definite, for goodness sake, kind of moment. You know, you're so angry you go Scottish. Ah, for goodness sake! Ah. Laura, answer my phone for me. We'll break for a second.
Your pigeon whistle.
Right, where were we?
We were Nito.
We were Nito, yeah. So, yeah, I dropped all my souls. I was a bit pissed off. And then, yeah, died on that trip back to him. Got so many times. It was the little bit with the centipedes and the archer, where you've got a couple, they box you in, and there's an archer, and there's also a giant skeleton around the corner as well. And I just got stuck there for the longest time. Like at least 7 or 8 goes around that thing, just getting like, just popping out the bonfire, and right, I go, do this time, you run, and then 5 minutes later you're dead, and you fall out the bonfire again, you do it again, and it's, but then I got past them, thought, brilliant, awesome, right, pinwheels are easy, got rid of them without any, issue. Got to the boss door, I thought, right, this time I'm going to plan. Got my Divine Uchi ready. I'd primed the bonfire by that point, because going in with 5 Estus was a mistake. So I primed it a bit. Got my Divine Uchi. I had my Pyromancy glove ready as well. And the plan was Divine Uchi, get rid of the skeletons at the front, stay near the front, so as not to piss off the skeletons at the back, Mancy Nito as fast as possible, and switch out to the Kellogg sword whenever I could. Didn't quite pan out like that, but I beat him anyway, so doesn't matter.
What, you managed to kill him before you got
before I needed
to?
Yeah.
Skulls.
Divine Uchi the skeletons down in seconds, because they just run at you. Like, okay, right, just move out the way, stab, all 3 of them dead, brilliant. Before Nito had even kind of made his real move, he got me with his grab a couple of times, which is he just leans over, picks you up, and then the dead guys in his chest sort of punch you a bit.
It's been so long since I did that battle. I can't even remember it.
It might not be an attack you got hit with. It's a in front of you idiot attack. So if you get hit by it, you're like I got picked. I was like, I should have dodged that. Like you like even when it's an attack you've not seen before, you think, I should have dodged that. Oh, I'm a dick. But yeah, got around behind him, and just shot Pyromancy up his bum, and he went down like that. It was just like maybe. I used all my great fireballs, a few of my fire orbs, and finished him off with combustion. And he was down in about no longer than a minute.
Good man. So another Lord Soul to your collection.
Another Lord Soul in the Lord Soul bum bag.
In the bucket.
In the bucket. Went and chucked it in the hole in the framped hole, as I call it. Bunged it in, and I thought, right, I'm going to stop there because I've got 2 Lord Souls today. I'm feeling good. I'm going to stop. I think the next task is, I think it's the Demon Ruins, isn't it?
Demon Ruins, let me think.
The next place.
Oh yeah, you've got to go to Lost Isolith, haven't you?
Yeah, or some more Ulasil, I'm not sure. But yeah, like the Tomb of the Giants, I loved it, but it beat the crap out of me.
It's a sapping level. Once again though, it's a wonderful piece of design.
It's scary. It's actually scary. Like you're walking through it, like anything could jump out, and like there's only 2 or 3 real main enemies in there, but they're always in the dark, just out of range. You're like, oh shit! Oh.
I think if you design your levels well enough, and you have those supplementary aspects so finely attuned that the player will wander through a level and be cautious and be terrified, and then the enemies that you place within that are kind of cherries on the cake.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing in the Giants 2, when you kind of come out on the run towards Nito, you see that big open area with the trees in it. What? Yeah, why are there trees down here in this dark, awful place? Giant world trees, it's like, what bloody hell? And I thought that's where you were supposed to go. I was sort of walking towards it in the path end. I was like, oh, okay. Go down this horrible cave then. Fine. But yeah, it was a fun week, and I liked, I don't know, New Londo Ruins is fun, but I'd rather not go back again and do it again.
Yeah, that's
the
thing with when you're doing the future playthroughs, and there'll be levels that you're like, yeah, I think this is a great level. I really enjoy doing that. And there's levels where you're like, come on then.
This level's horrifying.
Because down there, somewhere in Tomb of the Giants is the, I think it's the Gold Covetous Serpent Ring, which gives you an increase in souls.
There must be one of those somewhere else because I've already got that. I've had that for a long time.
I think no, the gold one gives you increased drop rate. I think it's the silver one that increases your souls.
It might be the silver one. I've already got the gold one, definitely.
Yeah, and it's a beast to find.
My stacks of twinkling titanite will say that. But then what I did, because I thought I can't play anymore because I've played enough of the podcast now. Like if I play anymore, we're going to be talking for an hour again. Or not, you know what I mean, like hours and hours.
Yeah.
So I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a new guy.
Interesting.
I'm going to start a new guy. And I'm going to see how far I can get on a single life. Iron Man style. You know, like if you die, delete the character, start again. So I thought, I can do, this is going to be great. Made my guy. I went with the Pyromancer. Because I thought, everyone said it's a decent starting class, and I like Pyromancy anyway. Let's go with that. Maybe I called him Ironman, Iron Man with no space, Ironman.
I thought I called him Ironman because he's an erotic man.
Ironman, Erotman. Did okay, but I didn't get out of the Undead Asylum. I actually met my end incredibly quickly. At the top, I got past the Asylum Demon by just running. I thought, I'm not even going to bother because I know what's coming. I'm just going to run straight for the door. Got out. It was the area at the very top when you're just about to go into his door and drop on his head. I went a bit further around the corner, met my first shield guy, tried to parry, dead. That was maybe 12 minutes of gameplay before I died. So I started again. I thought, well, no, I can do better than this. I'm going to start again. And I did it. I got past that guy and I cleared out the area. I started again as a wanderer, I think. Just to mix it up a bit. I think I'll be a wanderer this time. I think their main weapon is a scimitar, which has the same moveset as the Quelaag sword. So I was kind of in the element about that. I know how this works. There are a few differences, but mostly it's even the same kick thing where you stab and roll away. It's got the same one as that. It was just okay, and I got through, and I got to Asylum Demon, and I jumped on his brain, and trolleyed him in one go, and I was like, yes, come on, I'm out of the asylum, in one life, not dead yet. All the time going, yep, still alive. Got out of the thing, got dropped up at Lordran, and I got dumped at Firelink, where I started to level up. And this is when it, you start to think, now hang on, this is going to be more complicated than I thought. Because turning human and kindling the bonfire. Now, the problem with that is, if you turn human, you can kindle your bonfire up so you have more Estus so you'll survive longer, but you will get invaded. And if you die, it's game over. And my experience with invaders has generally been, in Dark Souls anyway, I lose. I don't win against them very often at all.
Yeah, but it's the start of the game again. You're back to level 0 and you're more experienced than you were when you first started playing the game.
True. But I erred on the side of caution and I stayed hollow.
Ooh.
Because I thought 5 Estus is probably enough to do this next area. I can probably manage it with 5 Estus. Because I thought I'm going to die at some point in the Undead Burg anyway. It doesn't really matter. Trolleyed around. I went down the back, the secret passage underneath where the elevator to Undead Parish is to get the extra items down there. Thinking myself, I'm a clever dick. I've gone down there and got these cool items before I needed them. Awesome. I'm a clever dick. And then realised, oh crap, I've got to run past those skeletons to get out. Benny Hill was in effect. Jumped down, just ran. I just fucking ran. At the speed of sound. Out of there, got back to the bonfire, sat down, all safe, thought, right, great. Undead Burg. And I made my way up. And it went all right because I knew what to expect. I knew where people were. I was playing very cautious with my Estus. I was playing a very defensive game. Only Estusing when I absolutely had to. Because I still had about 5 extra that you get when you beat the Asylum Demon. You get a few extra in your pot that don't replenish, I think. So I've got me 10 Estus. I was like, brilliant, awesome. Got through to the what I call the Bergfire, which is the fire halfway through the Undead Berg.
Bergfire.
The Bergfire.
It sounds like the greatest Bolivian metal band ever.
Yeah, the Bergfire.
Do not mess with the Bergfire.
Well, this is our first hit, ceaseless discharge.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go on. And at this point, I thought, right, I'm going to level up a bit. Because there's no shame in over-leveling, because over-leveling means over-alive. Mm-hmm. I thought, that's fine, I can live with that. So I trottled around there, just went back and forwards, killing the guys outside the bonfire a few times. I didn't go as far as the flame bridge, I just kind of went back down that area, down to as far as the merchant. And I stayed there for a good half an hour, I think. Just trolling around, taking the guys out one by one. I bought myself the heater shield, which has 100% physical block. I bought myself a bow. I bought myself a big stack of wooden arrows, and I bought myself a reinforced club, which I've called the Happy Stick. Leveled up with a view to making the Happy Stick better, so I basically went strength and vitality. Because I thought, more hit points, stronger means I'll last longer. Wow.
You've even got a motto.
More hits are stronger, means you last longer. So leveled up. Got to about level 12, maybe, before I moved on. I think that's enough. Got me Happy Stick. Was doing great one hit kills with the R2 attack, which it's still fun. Just to run up and go, lol, bash, and watch everything fall over in a single hit. It's great. Tried on through. Picked up the gold pine resin halfway through as well. Forgot about the guy that kicks a flame barrel down the stairs the first time you go. Because I think that happens. That's one of the things. It happens one time and you forget because you don't do it again and again and again. It happens one time and you don't know. I thought, no. I got through it, opened the door to the bottom to Havel's because I picked the master key this time. I thought, you know what? No, didn't go to see Havel. I thought, I'm not going to beat him.
Yeah, that's
I will die. Fight. Yeah, so I decided no, and I moved on up. I went to go and find the Taurus Demon. This is still without dying. And I got out the door, and I went up the little ladder. I took out the 2 skeletons at the top. And I thought, right, okay, this is the first real challenge. Because this is where I fell over a lot on the first time. I fell over quite a bit on the Taurus. I thought, right, how do I do this? What do I do? I thought, right, I've got me Estus in slot 1. I've got me Humanity in slot 2. In case I run out of Estus and I need some health. And I thought, gold pine resin. So I can make my sword, my club a bit nicer.
Yeah.
Let's try that. So I kind of toddled on, got about just before where he spawns, I think. Maybe 4 or 5 steps in front of where he spawns. Resined it up. Ran forward enough to see the kind of explosion of him waking up. I did the standard trick that everyone does, is run back, go up the ladder.
Yeah.
And sort of jump down onto his head. 2/5 of his damage in one hit.
Superb.
And I was like, really? Is this going to work? So kind of caged him out. I didn't immediately go for the ladder again. I kind of drew him away a bit, stabbed him in the knees a couple of times, and then when he kind of geared up for a big attack, then went for the ladder, got up, jumped down again, and I beat him in a single shot without dying. And
It's amazing how much your first playthrough is dominated by fear, and a lot of that is uncertainty and feeling humbled by the world, especially. But I think that the pressures that have been put on playing the game by the media, with them saying, "Oh, it's the hardest game in the world," when often you're given clues straight away. I mean, that your drop onto the Taurus Demon there is bred into you from the first Asylum Demon.
Yeah, it's just remembering what you got told half an hour ago. But yeah, I got through. I was extremely happy. I punched the air a little bit. I was like, "Have a bit!" And I tried on forwards. I thought, right, great, nothing can stop me now. And then I got to the Dragon Bridge, and then I thought, that could stop me now. You know what you do? You think, yeah, I'm feeling good. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. I remember. Went and chatted to Solaire again, because he's down there and, might as well say hello. I thought, right, okay, I've still got these 4,000 odd souls from the Taurus. Ran all the way back through the Undead Berg to the Bergfire. Leveled up, almost exclusively my vitality. Because I remember last time getting through that bridge with barely a scrap of life left. I thought, right, the more health I've got, the better I'm going to do here. So health. And all the way back through, got to the Dragon Bridge and thought, right. And do you know what? I had that paralysis of, do I run out, taunt him out, and then go for the proper run afterwards? Or do you just gun for it?
Just buggering.
Just gun for it. Yeah, I gunned for it, and maybe half my health went down. Because he does hit you. I don't think you can avoid it.
I think that's understandable.
But got past it. Went down into the secret underneath area. I met the zombie, the hedgehog.
Okay.
On the box bridge, and there's the one that sits there and doesn't let you pass because he's a bastard. And it took a long time to get rid of him, because I was being very, very careful. Got myself a Drake sword. I thought I might as well get it while I'm here, because I want to win this. So I got myself a Drake sword and put it in the other slot with my other hand, so I could switch out the club and the Drake sword. I thought, right, I've got options now. Killed the rats, got through the underneath area, got out to the top, and got to our friend Mr. Metal Pig. And what I did is I was clever, and I thought, right, okay, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna bring these zombies out one by one. Take the undead soldiers out individually on my own terms, and was kind of kiting them out, kind of bringing one out, watching him walk towards me and making sure that only he had taken the bait and killing one, then bringing another one out. I got rid of a good 3 or 4 of them like that. And the pig was still waiting. I thought, right, okay, pig's at the end. Right, what's my strategy? So I remember last time I kind of pissed him off and then went back and hid in the kind of the tunnel. Ran out, battered him, ran back in. I thought, that's not going to work this time, I don't think. It's not going to work. Now, I'd seen another strategy, I think on the Pantsman, yes, where you pick up the alluring skull and drop it in a fire. I thought, right, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to pelt up the side. I'm going to run across the bridge, past the archers, kill them, get the alluring skull and drop it in a fire. Simple. No.
Didn't work out. Like
Didn't work out. No, I went up to the top, got to the crossbow guys, was doing all right, and then one of them switched to a sword and knocked me off the ledge. I was like, what? And then the pig just turned around and flattened me. And another one of the archers had fallen off the ledge as well. So I had 2 undead soldiers and a pig just battering, and it all ended there.
And your confidence went to pot.
I think I almost did a Darth Vader. No. And then I had to delete the save.
One of the guys on Bonfire Side Chat was I think it was there. He's doing a run where he can only 2-hand a weapon,
That's
which
cool.
I've not really seen before. And he's at this point he's using the Grass Crest shield on his back, so he's still got the advantage of stamina regen. But the point where it was revealed that this was the playthrough that he was using, because I think he was using a Zweihander more or less from the start, having done the suicide run for it, which you can 2-hand from the start. But the bit that they got on there was when he was going into Blighttown with no shield up in front of you.
Oh no!
Yeah. So that was funny, and occasionally you got these wonderful bits of conversation, and they were cut out to recordings from the point that he was wandering through Blighttown. So, yeah, lots of beeping out.
I can imagine. So yeah, I in one life, my save file was 1 hour and 10 minutes. I was level 15 when I died, and I got to the metal pig was the thing that killed me. And your challenge is to see if you can do better.
I think
single life.
I think I might be able to.
I want to see how well you can do. In fact, other people listening, see how well you can do on a single life.
I'm tempted to have a bash with the 2-handed version as well, but I'm going to have to play it on your terms, Stardust.
Yeah, it's one and done. Iron Man.
Yeah.
If you die, you start again. Deleting the save is the worst part.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to get rid of it now.
Yeah, I'll have that in time for the next episode, faux show.
And the humanity paralysis decision of turning human, it will. You might think it's an easy choice. It's not.
No, I'll turn human.
Here's the problem: if you turn human, whatever happens, you're now human for the rest of the game.
You turn human though, and you've got the ability to jump into other people's games and level up your souls and level up your character and buff up your character.
True.
You did not think of that, did you, Mr. Patrick?
But get invaded, it's basically all over.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Those red mofos. I'll take all comers, motherfucker.
Nice.
It'll get to the point where I'll turn human and then I'm like, so how did you get on after that? I'll be like, got invaded, I didn't see the sign because of the glitch. I died.
I turned human and someone invaded 5 seconds later.
But I was willing to roll that dice, Mr. Stardust. Willing to roll it.
Roll it hard. I think we'll draw to a close there then. This was the newly renamed Twin Humanities podcast. That feels good to say.
Yeah, I think it kind of works.
Yeah, I'll be renaming the forum posts and the I might rename the YouTube ones as well.
We could even do sort of series 2 episode 1.
Oh, that could work.
Because rather than it being, close off the original one as it was and just, series 2 episode 1, I think would work nicely.
So is this Twin Humanities episode 1?
Yeah, it would. Twin Humanities season 2 episode 1.
Nice. What's our subtitle?
Patches.
Yep.
Brackets. That is the joke.
That's the joke. I like it. Patches is a lock. If you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment. We'll try and respond to you. If you're listening on Polygon.com forums, drop us a comment. Tell us, have a go at the single run. Try a one life run, see how far you can get, and tell us how far you get and the things that happened to you. Did you hate the Tomb of the Giants as well? Let us know. And I think, let's stop there. My name was Paddy.
I'm CJ.
This was the Twin Humanities podcast, and we will see you again soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.